Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my wonderful and juicy and delicious little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful and super duper delicious, and that life is treating you oh so deliciously. So what do we do? 3, 2, 1, my juicy little lads. Thank you, little lads, you delicious air. Right, there we are. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, it's nearly 2 p.m. in our old neck of the woods in the old UK, and the sun has got his hat on. Hip, 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 hooray. Yes, okay, my delicious little babies, and it is rather warm out there, so I shall be doing some weeding, okay, out the front today, okay, because when the sun's shining, well, everybody knows I love the sun and the sun loves me, okay, my delicious babies. Now then, so this is just a super duper quick video. All that I want to say is I've got no videos today. I feel that I said quite enough yesterday evening. I don't do not sorry take anything back with what I said. I was pointing something out. Now then, if you want to buy something decent, well, you've got to pay decent. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? This is the way that it rock and rolls. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? And this is why I say that, well, really, you're working for F all, aren't you, my delicious babies? Because you see, if you want food, well, you need ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. If you need clothing, it's ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Do you see? So what you're earning, you're putting back in, aren't you? Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious baby? So really, you're working for F all. Do you see? Okay? That's for most of us, okay? Because as we very well know, you know, let's just say the super duper wealthy and rich, well, you know, I'm just going to be perfectly honest. I mean, they would not know her work if it slapped them in the buttress, my delicious babies. Do you see? That's why they get all of us out here, you know, and have done for decades, you know, to do all their work now. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? Do you see? So the point that I'm making, and not only that, but when you look at like the different industries and everything, do you see what I mean? Okay, and of course what they have used to distract others, and that's why when I was talking about Japan, so it's nothing personally against the Japanese. What I'm saying is that they seem to, let's just say there are a number of things now in Japan which is legal, my delicious little babies, and of course that is one of them. You know, buying knickknacks. Do you see what I mean? Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, they cannot be you know, clean and fresh. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Okay. Because if that was the case, like I said, wouldn't somebody go to a shop and purchase them? Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies, okay? So, you know, when you look at different things now, do you see? It's like if you look at, you know, there's a lot of men. Of course, I've got nothing against, you know what I mean? But if you look at a lot of men, you know, they will go abroad, you know, to go and marry a Chinese woman or a Japanese woman. Do you see what I mean, okay? And to the ones who I've personally spoken to over the decades, because I asked them why. Do you see what I mean? I mean, you know, if they're in the UK, which of course they was, well, they simply said, sorry, keep stumbling on this, don't I? They simply said that, well, an English British woman basically would not do as she's told. True, my delicious baby, swear down. That's the truth, what they said. So if they go abroad, then they can then bring a wife back. Do you see what I mean? Who's going to do as she's told, it seems, my delicious little babies, do you say? Well, I'll tell you what, them men are good now. Do you see what I mean? But they're damn right. I mean, I wouldn't want to be with a man like that. I was only talking to another dear woman yesterday, and I was, you know, talking about all of this. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? Who wants a man like that? So he's better off marrying a Chinese or a Japanese. Do you see what I mean, my delicious baby? So that's not being nasty. And anyway, if you look at the China show on YouTube, my delicious babies, they're actually training for some of you delicious babies. You will know this, but for other delicious babies, you may not. But they actually train the little wee bands from a very young age in the schools to hate any foreigners, my delicious little babies, okay? So, you know, I would say that it's not all innocent. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? That's what I'm saying. I mean, you do not have that in the UK, you know, where they bring in the bands up, you know, to hate any other nationality. In fact, I actually feel that the UK is, I would say, and over the decades, very accommodating, been very kind to others. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? So you have to see. I mean, like I said, I've got nothing personally against. Do you understand what I mean? Because for most of them, you know, they have to follow the leaders, you know, in their country. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies, okay? And they have to do as what they're told. But to me, I mean, I've met some lovely Chinese and some lovely Japanese in my decades, my delicious babies, okay? But they're quite happy to live here in the UK, and even if they go back for a holiday to their own countries, they cannot wait to get back. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies, okay? So, to myself, they're not all sweetness and light. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? Do you see, okay? And that's what I'm saying. Yet, of course, you know, ones will put down our British, our English. Do you know what I mean? It's like when I used to go on holiday, you know, decades ago with my dad. I used to notice, and then, of course, you know, when I got older and everything, okay, and went on holidays. And I used to notice, like, they had all the time for the Germans, like, say, if you went to Spain, they would have all the time for the Germans, all the time for the Russians, but they couldn't stand us. Yet, we ourselves were bringing in ka-ching, do you see what I mean? You know, to help their country. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? But they never saw it like that, do you see? Okay? I'm not saying that, you know, some British, God bless them, you know, maybe, you know, they've got a little bit carried away in different countries, my delicious babies, sorry, okay? Stumbling an awful lot on the video, but I'm not changing it. I'm not saying that some of them have not got carried away and maybe ended up in a kerfuffle of some sort. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? When you look on the whole, it's usually either couples who go away or, you know, I mean, there's many single who go away. I mean, I've been on many holidays on my my delicious babies with no trouble at all. Do you see what I mean? In fact, I really like to go on holiday on my own. Do you see what I mean? Yes, because it's only myself to spare a thought for. Do you see what I mean? Yes, and I can go wherever I want, you know. But of course, you know, you have families as well, God bless, or maybe you have different couples, you know, they all go away. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies, okay? But usually, all that they want is just to have a peaceful and happy holiday. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies, with no trouble? But, you know, but it cannot be branded that every single English or every single British now is a nightmare. Do you know what I mean? Because that is not true at all, my delicious babies, do you see? And in fact, I would say that for the majority of English British, that when they go abroad, they're very respectful. For the majority of us, do you see what I mean? Extremely respectful towards, you know, the country and their population. Do you know what I mean? I've known hundreds in my time, you know, and me personally, I've never seen any trouble personally. Do you understand what I mean? Yes, okay. So, yes, and then what was I going to say? What's his bloody well name now? That flipping, you know, the one who sing Putin from North Korea. That flipping weeble wobble. Do you know what I mean? with his Mr. Magoo spectacles. Yes, I cannot stand that man. And yet, you know, across on the media, you know, and all this now, you know, and everybody's like, oh, yes, you know what I mean? And, I mean, you read the comments, and it makes you want to effing project. I mean, look at the way that he treats his population, you know, as he has done, there we are, for years. And yet everybody's like conveniently forgotten that. Do you see what I mean? Can you see how bonkers, crackers and crazy this world is, my delicious little babies? Do you say? It's like somebody could keep doing really awful things to you now, just like the warp speed in America, okay? And then everybody's like, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? That's the craziness of all of this. You see, not seeing what has actually been done. I mean, they talk about Kennedy, JF Kennedy, and yes, I mean, I've seen the footage on that, as I'm sure millions of others have, you know what I mean? You know, for all to see, and it's on YouTube and everywhere, you know, where he was shot. But we must not forget either that it was all to do with, as well, my delicious little babies, we must not forget that either. Do you see what I mean? As I've always said, you know, with Merst, I would say, you know, and to do with assassinations and everything else, well, you live by it. That's the old-fashioned saying. I'm only saying an old-fashioned saying. I'm not inciting anything. Well, anyway, it's already been done happening, hasn't it, for decades? Well, you live by it. You're surely going to effing pass by it, aren't you? My delicious little babies, do you say? Okay? So I just feel that ones, I'm not talking about everybody, my delicious little babies, but I just feel that ones need to flipping have a check-up from the effing neck up. Do you know what I mean? And yes, everybody's praising, you know, praising when, you know, leaders around the world and, you know, for what they do. Do you see what I mean? And then they get praised. Makes me effing sick. But of course, you know, when you look at this is all distractions anywhere, my delicious little babies. It's just one big effing fat distraction. So that they, the putrid, can carry on now doing whatever it is that they want to do now. Do you say? Because that's what all of this is about. And then, of course, you know, we hear about Cyprus, because that's on BitChute as well, my delicious little babies, okay? You see, the way that I see it is, okay, they know, this is just my thoughts, okay? I'm a woman with a view, I shall have my effing view, right? And the way that I see it is, they're seeing, okay, many more, there we are waking up. Do you see? So they're having to have everything going on here, there, and effing everywhere. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? So that ones, you know, do not know whether they're in the park and pictures. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, yes, okay? So, you know, but of course then you've got the other side of things now, where you've got ones who just keep, you know, follow the leaders. Do you know what I mean? And then they feel that there's going to be some sort of change. Well, my delicious little babies, you know, for those of you out there who seem to feel this way, my delicious little babies, I strongly suggest that you take a very hard look and just see what has been done to all of us in each and every one of our countries, okay? What these putrid effing governments have done to us, okay? And you'll find for the majority of effing sold us down the effing river. That's what you'll find, my delicious little babies, do you say? I'm just sick and tired of hearing it. And I mean, you know, you've got all this to do with elections, everything to do with all of this now then. When I see things now has been much more important, like what has taken place, my delicious little babies, and very sadly, the consequences. Yes, I also heard on, and God bless everybody, you know, who's very sadly passed away with this, okay? I'm not going to say for the ones who pushed it, no. And I'm not a wicked woman. I'm just done saying it. Okay, my delicious little babies, I do not feel sorry for them at all, or their families. Okay, they were happy to push it at the time. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, I heard on Charlie Ward, it's the Charlie Ward show. And that's on BitChute as well, my delicious little babies. I do believe actually that they're on Rumble as well. Anyway, my delicious little babies, that what's his name? James Kent, the chef. He was he working under Gordon Ramsay? Okay, my delicious little babies. Well, James Kent has passed away at the age of 45, my delicious little babies. He's one of these top chefs, you know, like with the Michelin stars and everything. Yeah, he's passed away. So, I mean, if somebody is super duper healthy, because apparently, excuse me, his wife, and himself were very healthy as well. Okay. But of course you've seen him as well wear the muzzle, my delicious little babies, do you see? So why would somebody who's perfectly healthy, it seems, okay, and of course, you know, being like one of the top chefs and everything, would be able to eat, you know, this super duper expensive food, my delicious little babies? Well, why would he pass away at the age of 45? So he leaves behind his wife and his two little bairns. How old are they now? Is one 12 and one 14 or 15, something like that now. I mean, that's very young, you know, to very sadly, you know, lose one of your parents. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? So, you know, as we can hear, this is continuing, there we are, on a daily basis, my delicious little babies, okay? I see that as being far more important with what's going on than ever any poxy elections, my delicious little babies. And of course, you know, they always have to make out that over the pond in America is the most important country in the world. No, it's effing not. To me, my delicious little babies, it's been nothing but deceit and effing barefaced effing lies and paedophilia. Mind you, it's going on in all the countries very sadly. Do you see what I mean? Yes? But that's what it is, my delicious little babies. Do you see? So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, the fact of the matter is there's far more important things now going on than poxy effing elections. You see, I have so much to say. I get really effing frustrated, my delicious babies. It really pees me off. Do you know what I mean? And then, of course, you know, they tax us to the hilt. Oh, what did I hear this morning now? What was that now, my delicious little babies? It's all right, I've got my front door and everything open, my delicious little babies, okay? What did I hear this morning? If you give a... Don't quote me on this, my delicious little babies. I'm just trying to remember now. If you... so now... Is it something to do with you got to keep your hand on the steering wheel when you're driving, my delicious little baby? Something to do with, I can't remember it all now, where you get up to 1,000 squids fine. Okay, my delicious little babies. Can you see what I'm saying? So they're never happy now. So you imagine if somebody goes to work, yes, okay? And, you know, and with this new whatever it is that they've brought in, right, in the UK. And they do something wrong now. Well, you know, those and the putrid little lackeys see as being wrong, okay? It's just another effing scam, right? Well, out of their wages, they're going to have so much ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching taken out, aren't they? Do you say? I mean, I am extremely pleased that, what do they call them? The road Blade Runners in our UK. Yeah, they're still taking the cameras down. Good on them. Let it continue. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Because everything's an effing scam. You know, it's like, you know, you go to work, okay, you have to buy, I'm going to repeat it again, you have to buy food, clothing, if you need something, you know, in your home, could be anything, furniture or something, or a bed or something like that, you've got to pay for everything, okay? And this is why I say to you, my delicious little babies, all that we have been in all of our decades, my delicious little babies, is effing enslaved. Do you say? I mean, you know, they're not just happy with, do you see what I mean? You know, for ones just to go out and work, you know, just earn a living, just to put food on the table for the families. No. You know, they want to put tax on this, fines on that. The effers they are. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies? It makes me effing sick. You know, but I was talking to a dear woman yesterday, okay, and we happened to be talking about, you know, like vets and everything. And she was telling me, but she could not remember all of it that's on YouTube, my delicious babies. And what it is, it's this vet. And what he did is he left his, you know, where he was working, and he left there. And then, but he's got a YouTube channel, I do believe. And what he does is he, you know, tells you the ingredients, you know, which can help your little babies, you know, what we call our little baby sons and daughters, because they're all so beautiful. And he gives advice on what to give them, because you see, the thing is, our beautiful little babies, they can have the same, you know, like tablets or whatever, do you know what I mean, to get them better as what we have, okay? But it's like I've always said, I've never met a poor vet. I've never met a poor doctor. I've never met a poor, sorry, stumbling here, funeral director, okay? Okay, because of course, you know, and that's another thing as well, you know, and that was even years ago when I was working as a funeral arranger. I mean, you know, there was some families, God bless them, they'd be really struggling, you know. Say if, very sadly, you know, one of their dear loved ones had very sadly passed away, my delicious babies, do you see? And, you know, they just could not afford everything in one go. So, you know, you come into the world, don't you? My delicious babies, right? It doesn't cost anything, okay? But it certainly costs you plenty of ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching when you're effing leaving. Doesn't it, my delicious little babies, do you say? And it's just, when you look at this the whole lot, my delicious little babies, okay, they've gotten away with, there we are, with, see, I've gone all cold across my shoulders and yet my room's warm, okay, my delicious little babies. They've gotten away with all of this now, over the decades, just to squeeze every last effing penny out of us, my delicious little babies. It just makes me effing sick. And finally, yes, it appears that some of these, what are they, the Boeing planes, my delicious little babies, so some of them are still having problems, it seems. Well, you know, at the end of the day, and of course, you know, we will continue to hear this, my delicious little babies, because of course, you know, we know who, okay, and they use their putrid little lackeys, okay, to do their damn dirty work. They do not want anybody travelling, you say. But of course, you know, you have still got, I would say, millions out there, my delicious little babies, who would totally disagree with what I'm saying and what others are saying. Do you see what I mean? But of course, you know, you only have to go on YouTube, my delicious little babies, for those of you who do not know, and just type in WEF, okay, my delicious little babies, World Economic Forum, or you could type in YouTube again, WHO, which is World Health Organisation, who is not here for our damn health at all, my delicious little babies, okay? And then you just find out. But if you was to speak to the average, you know, not being rude or disrespectful, it's just a figure of speech, my delicious babies, but if you was to speak to your average Joe blogs, they just wouldn't believe a word that you're saying. They say, no, do you know what I mean? It's like years ago, you know, you could go on a super duper cheap holiday, my delicious babies, and I used to go on many as well. When was it? When they used to have, some of you will remember this, my delicious babies, they were called, teletext, you know, on the old box in the corner of the room, and then you could look up the holidays and the flats and everything. And then, well, then that went, so you never had that anymore. But yeah, I mean, I've been on some really great holidays with the old teletext. You see what I mean? But my point is, so at one time, they couldn't wait to get you on a plane. My delicious babies, now they cannot wait to stop you getting on a plane. My delicious babies, do you say? Okay, it's all effing putrid. Okay, but me, myself, I'm not going to be voting. No, I am not. I do not want to vote for any of them because they're all effing useless and they're all effing Egypts. Okay, and they follow things by the book now, and they talk about I pledge this, I pledge that. They have no intentions of doing effing anything. My delicious little babies, and it just infuriates me. And it frustrates me that ones still put some form of trust in some of these parties. It makes me effing want to project in a bucket, my delicious little babies. It really, really does, you know. Because there will be no change. And even if, you know, by some miracle you had somebody, you know, who joined the politics world, my delicious little babies, and wanted to make that change, well, there's just one, isn't there? Because nobody else will stand up. Because they're all too busy follow the leaders. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? That's how it goes. Do you say? So no. And that's why I keep saying the best thing that can happen now is to effing boot every single one of them out. They're effing useless. And not only that, but they're traitors to the countries. That's in our UK and anywhere else in the world, my delicious little babies. They're effing traitors. Boot them all out. And that's what I say. Send them on a effing island. Let them eat their own damn selves. Pieces of effing shark that they all are. Do you see what I mean? My delicious babies. And that's how I'm going to end my video. I've got nothing more to say now. Just the whole lot just frustrates me. You know, and when you look at something like if you buy a jumper, like say for example, the average jumper that I would buy would be something in the region of, you know, 50 quid or something like that. Do you say? My delicious little babies. If you want something decent, you've got to pay. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? But of course, what we've seen as well in all of this, what's been going on since 2020 and that's right. But you got ones who, and different companies where, there we are, before I even say it, they cannot wait to effing rip ones off, my delicious little babies. But, and that's what I was going to say, one last thing now. But when we look at all the shops now in our UK, in different town centres and everything, my delicious little babies, and how many of the shops are closed now. So you can see that they're trying to push us, do you see what I mean, into something else now. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? And of course, but like I said, for the average Joe blogs, they're just not paying attention. My delicious little babies, do you say? But this is what's happening. This is very sadly at this moment in time, the world that we're living in. Do you say? But I do believe that there'll be change. Yes, I do. And I do believe that, you know, there we are, out of bad will come good. Yes, I do. But it's all of the, you know, the shark show that's, there we are, that we've got to go through in the meantime, my delicious little babies. But please, could we please keep everybody in our thoughts around the world, apart from the ones pushing anything, who very sadly, you know, going through something right now, you know, losing one of their beautiful dear little loved ones, or their beautiful dear little, what, like I said, what we call our beautiful little baby sons and daughters. Do you see what I mean? There's always somebody, very sadly, who is suffering something. Do you see what I mean? Okay, but of course, you know, your poxy effing politicians, okay, they couldn't give a damn, because everything is about the poxy elections. You know, everybody out here and in other countries are just a number. Just disgusts me, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? Yes? Okay? And, oh, that's another thing I just wanted to say. Because I'm not in a contract, you know, like with my house, dog and burn, and my internet and everything, Well, you know how much I pay a month, my delicious little babies? I mean, what a effing rip-off. Nearly £64 a month, my delicious little babies. And what they're saying is, if I was in a contract with them, then what would I be paying? Something like £58 something. Okay, my delicious little babies. But do you see? So just to be able to, you know, use your dog and burn, or look at YouTube, or look at BitChute, or, you know what I mean, or just look something up, or research something, you know, and to use my dog and burn, which it's very rare I ever do, but I like to have it there just in case, do you know what I mean, if my dog and burn for whatever reason is not working, yes? But see how they rip you off there, my delicious little babies, do you see? Everything is just effing flipping rip-off. It pees me off, my delicious little babies, do you say? So, but of course, you know, they do not want the average to get ahead with anything. You know, they want to keep you down. Do you see, my delicious little babies, okay? So, you know, this is the world that we live in, but I do believe, which I do believe that good will come. There we are. There we are. I really do believe that. But for now, we're seeing the shark show. And of course, you know, you're going to have some, because I've been telling as many as possible, my delicious little babies, yes I have, not to fall for this effing bird flu shat. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? So they're telling others as well, please God and thank you. Do you see what I mean? Yes, okay? And of course, you know, for some, you know, they do not know much about it, okay? Well, I do, and it's all an effing crock of effing shat. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? So, you know, but I'm doing my best. That's all I can do, is just tell others. Do you see? But of course, when you're walking around, especially in town centres and everything, because I've been seeing it recently, my delicious little babies, that they're starting to wear the muzzles again. My delicious little babies. Not a lot. I haven't seen a lot. There we are. But I've been seeing quite a number. And they're either got a walking stick with them or something like this. And of course, you know, they're pretty young as well. My delicious little babies to be having walking sticks and everything. Do you see what I mean? But of course, it's that poxy effing box in the corner of the room, okay, that's telling effing lies. With the effing, they call themselves effing journalists. They're no such effing thing now. All they are little bees and little bitches for we know who. That's all they are, my delicious little babies, do you say? And of course, they're scaring the living daylights out of ones. But of course, if you went to tell them, they wouldn't believe a word you say. Do you see, that's the level of brainwashing, my delicious little babies, is absolutely effing there we are, unreal. My delicious little babies, do you say? Just believe in everything. That's how bonkers, crackers and crazy it is, my delicious little babies. Anyway, I'm not going to ramble on anymore, okay? So that's my video for today. But yes, if you could look on YouTube, you know, and when I was talking about, you know, the most horrible diseases, you know. But who's put it all out? My delicious little babies, that's what ones have got a ding, ding, dong, dong. And for those ones out there, sorry, who do know, they know. It's these and the putrid little lackeys that we are who have put all this out. Do you see? All these awful diseases, you know, where ones have been either very, you know, and disabled with it or passed away, God bless them. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Yes, it's these that one should be, looking at. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Because you wouldn't just get all of these diseases. It's just simple things. It just wouldn't happen, my delicious little babies. Do you say? So anyway, that's all I'm going to say, my delicious little babies. I want to get back out in the sun anyway. Okay, so, you know, because I've been out earlier and it's really super duper and delicious out there, and it is warm. Hopefully it'll stay this way. We can see a few bits of blue sky in between the grey and not so fluffy white clouds, my delicious little babies. So wherever you are in the world, have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my delicious little babies, okay? Okay, and lots of love, all right? And you just take care of yourselves now. I cannot say that enough. And, you know, wherever you are, have a beautiful time, okay? I hope that the weather's lovely where you are, okay? And peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings to each and every one of you. Okay, my delicious little babies. And may your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families all be fully protected. Okay, and I'm in a super duper delicious mood because the sun is shining. Okay, and I just love the sun. Okay, it just makes me feel really super duper happy. Do you know what I mean? Okay, and of course, you know, you find that others feel happy when the sun's out. You see what I mean? Anyway, so until my next video, you just take care now. So much love. God bless. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.